Hello everyone and welcome back. Well, finally, I made it to day 7. Of course, I'm speaking of day 7 of the Gratitude Challenge 2021, hosted by the beautiful Jen from Science to Soul Tarot and Transformation. And I think this is a beautiful card to end my little series on, especially this particular card from the Muse Tarot. It's just so beautiful and so inviting, and I do resonate with this particular image far more than the standard Rider-Waite image with the guy, slightly round of face, rosy cheeks and nose. Looks like he's had a few too many. He's feeling great, and why wouldn't he? I do appreciate that, because when we look at the Nine of Cups, we think about fulfillment and satisfaction. You visualize what you wanted, you worked on what it was you wanted to create and here you are feeling so damn fine about where you find yourself at this time, if you look at the positive side of this card, of course. But I do feel that way in many ways. To end on this card, I feel so pleased and satisfied that I saw this challenge through, because it really was a challenge for me to upload the videos, because this year, oh God, don't be this year, this month has been a very challenging month for me personally, and I was determined to push through to the end, even if it was late. And so I do feel satisfied and, dare I say, grateful. I'm grateful to Jen for bringing this challenge forward again for this year. I think the timing is absolutely perfect. And we've all said it before, when times are tough, that is when you really want to sit down and practice your gratitude. And it's so very, very important at the best and worst of times. So I think this card just sums it up for me. It sums up this particular challenge. And it's also reminding me what is important, despite the challenges and changes and hold-ups and restrictions and the anxiety, because that's pretty true. That's about it for me for January. There's still so much to be grateful for. There's still so much love. There are connections that I have. There are people who mean the world to me. There are people who look out for me. And even on my personal journey, like if I can just put everything around me aside, I feel really good about the place I'm at the moment. I feel like this card is summing up a very challenging cycle of time that I have been traveling through, which took up most of December and, well, January as it stands. So we're not at the end of January yet, but things are starting to settle, just starting to settle for me. And there's one thing to be grateful for, very, very much so. I definitely was, I've mentioned this before, so I won't go into it again, but just being hit with challenges from every direction. And that I found extremely overwhelming. And I feel like this card is saying, yes, but all that aside, look what you have achieved. Look what is going well. Look at how you are traveling as a person. Look what you've managed to achieve during those challenges. So there's much to smile about. And there are many reasons to feel good, because we're approaching the tail end of this very challenging period of time. Looking at this particular card, I love the artwork. It's very meaningful to me, and I think it's because it reminds me of my childhood and how much freedom I had. We had a backyard swimming pool, and I live in a beachside city. So I spent my childhood either in the sea or in the pool. And I used to love swimming underwater. Like I was like a little mermaid. I could hold my breath for so long, but I just loved that feeling of, you didn't even have to swim. You just immerse yourself in the water and kind of float, in a sense, underwater. And I would cross my legs and breathe out just as she is here, and start to sink towards the bottom of the pool. And then you'd have to flap your arms wildly because you'd start to float to the top again. But flap your arms because you wanted to sit down on the bottom of the pool and just stare at the beautiful blue. And yeah, between that and diving and backflips and all those kind of things, but you'd still end up going deep. A friend of mine had a pool and it was 8 feet deep at the deep end. It was amazing. So I did feel like a little fish. And you can see down here the ocean. And once again, that's just my childhood. We have the bay area, we have a surf area, and we have our swimming pool. So very outdoorsy. But as far as being in the water, that to me gave me that sense of freedom. Like I just felt it's quiet. You know, you're underwater, it's silent, and I felt free. I felt like I could breathe underwater as a kid. It was just amazing. I love the water. I always have and I always will. And I love the fact that they're like diamantes rather than cups surrounding her, and just that wonderful sense again of fulfillment and joy. And the Nine of Cups can speak of rewards for efforts, you know, gaining the rewards for all the efforts you've put into your project or your journey in the past. And yeah, this card covers so much ground. So it certainly is a very fitting card, a very appropriate card to end this particular challenge with. It has actually lifted my spirits just looking at this image. And yes, it'll always remind me of how free I felt as a kid swimming underwater. I'm still like a kid when I'm in a swimming pool now. Nothing has changed really. So I think I'll leave it at that. I might jump on after and do a little wrap up, either on the end of this video or a separate one. I'll see what happens. But I just want to say at this point, thank you so very much, Jen, and to everyone who participated in this wonderful challenge. I owe many people comments. I have been watching videos, but because life has been really crazy, I'm not getting to watch videos until late at night, which happens often in my life. So I'm certainly able to enjoy them late at night, but sitting up and typing messages I struggle with at that time of day. But just know I have been watching your videos and I've enjoyed them immensely. I've learned from you all and I appreciate everything everyone had to share. So thank you again. Yeah, especially to you, Jen. It was lovely to work together on this particular challenge. Certainly provided me with a great deal of pleasure, and I feel like it was this out of this gratitude challenge, it was a healing experience for me, and that is why, despite the challenges that I'm dealing with, it saved my sanity in many, many ways. And ironically, I'm just talking about being underwater. I feel like this challenge helped me keep my head above water, if that makes any sense at all. So I will leave it at that, and thank you very much again, and I'll pop on either later or on another video just to wrap things up. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.